to Underrated Movies. I'm your guy, I'm your man, Mr. Alton Henry. Today, I would like to talk to you about another underrated film that I believe is severely underrated, quite different Western film. I will be suggesting to you that you should check out, currently available on Tubi, The Sister Brothers, a film by Joaquin or Jacques Arducard, I believe his name is. I think he's French. Uh, Starring John C. Riley, Joaquin Phoenix, Jake Gyllenhaal, and Riz Ahmed. It's a story about two brothers whose last names are sisters must track down a uh, two men who are in the search for gold. And from the trailer sells it off as like it's an adventure western comedy, which it is in a way, but more, I think, more drama base heavy a bit, where you kind of deal with these brothers, played by Joaquin Phoenix and John C. Riley, who's John C. Riley's really good at here. Uh, which honestly, I never really thought I had, see the chops of him doing drama films, but I mean, he's in Casualties of War, but kind of as a bad guy in that film. But here, who's really the lead, well, with Joaquin Phoenix, he does pretty good on his own here. Where these two, I think the brothers' names were Charlie and, man, I forgot what the other one's name is. Charlie and Ch- Charlie and Young. Char- Charlie and Young sister, where they're both notorious hitmen that roam around robbing and, well, do hit jobs for other clients where they are giving. And actually, the movie kind of gets straight to the point on story, where after a job, they're given another job to essentially find these two men, played by Riz Ahmad and Riz Ahmad, and Jake Gyllenhaal. Where Jake Gyllenhaal who is actually trying to capture Riz Ahmad, who actually, he's a chemist. Riz Ahmad's character is a chemist who knows how to craft a chemical which is easier to find gold, or to easier to get gold from rivers, waters, and it's basically, you're able to see it a lot clearer and able to get it. So the two, which Jake Gyllenhaal's character was originally supposed to be tailing him and capturing him and waiting for, really, to meet the sister brothers and to rendezvous so he can hand them over, convinces him to join on his adventures of trying to get gold. And the two pretty much go into a cat and mouse kind of chase, but more on a slower paced dramatic sense, where the film kind of really gets you to really settle in with the characters, to really get settled in onto, I wouldn't necessarily say the story, but more with character driven, uh, more of a character driven story piece. And I think the movie was really well plot out, for the exception that, this film does dive and take a take a slower approach of moving the story along, and to really dive into these characters' lives and what they've been trying to overcome and what they've been dealing with passionately, and pretty much their interactions around. This is a Western film that I would say, to my knowledge, completely different from any other film that I've seen in the genre. To really kind of just dive in and settling into the atmosphere of the story, and the characters. Really, what I really appreciate about this film, it feels very old school. It feels very old fashioned kind of filmmaking, old fashioned kind of story uh for film. I remember when I watched this at the theater. What I really admire about this film is probably how the film unravels itself. It keeps you guessing. It keeps you guessing on on the direction of the story and where it's going to lead. And I'm gonna tell you straight up, the film ends in a way to where, I don't, it ends in a way to where I feel like it avoids a lot of tropes, um, a lot of cliches. It's not what I expected when I watched this film. Um, Surprisingly, there is a certain moment into the film which is just hilarious, kind of funny, but darkly funny. But I would have to say this is probably one of the most uniquely original westerns I've seen in a long time. And I know I'm kind of just rambling about the film overall. The film is to me a breath of fresh air when it comes to just storytelling in westerns. It doesn't really do anything to really revitalize the genre, but I think it's something to where it just feels like an old school classic kind of movie.